Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Griffith University Graduation Ceremony for graduates of Griffith Business School. Today's ceremony is a celebration of our students' achievements, and we would like you to support each student as they have their award presented. We would also ask that you show your support for our graduates by remaining in your seats during the ceremony and turning off all mobile phones. In a few moments, the graduation ceremony will commence with the procession of dais and staff parties. I will signal you when you are to rise and request that you remain standing until all members of the stage party are seated. Ladies and gentlemen, Chancellor Mr. Henry Smurden AM will now address us.
Professor Ian O'Connor, Vice-Chancellor and President, Ms. Julianne Elrow, members of the Griffith University Council, distinguished guests, colleagues, and especially graduands. Firstly, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today and pay my respects to the elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. On behalf of the Council of Griffith University, I warmly welcome you all to this celebration of achievement and the conferral of academic awards. We're delighted to have with us Ms. Julianne Elrow, who will be receiving an honorary doctorate from the university today. Julianne has also generously agreed to give the occasional address. And of course, I particularly extend the very warmest of welcomes to our graduates here with us today, who are from the Griffith Business School. I hope that each one of you will take away some special memories of the ceremony. The Griffith Business School had many achievements to celebrate in 2016, with 2 staff members receiving national citations for outstanding contributions to student learning. One of these staff members also won a National Teaching Excellence Award. A staff member was also recognised for his distinguished contributions by being elected as a Fellow of the Australian Academy of Social Sciences in Australia. In addition, the prestigious 2016 QS World University Rankings by subject placed the discipline of politics and international studies in the top 100 in the world, while business and management studies secured a top 200 position. One of the great privileges I have as Chancellor of this remarkable university is to preside at graduation ceremonies. It is a privilege because I get to meet so many wonderful young, and dare I say in some cases not so young people, and to share this rather special moment in their lives. I'm also inspired by being able to see so many young people sitting before me and knowing that they represent our future. If I could just provide one gentle piece of advice to you early in the piece, just remember that the future happens one day at a time, so don't rush it, just enjoy it. This afternoon's graduation is the culmination of a significant investment of time, energy and money that our graduates have made in their lives and their future. They deserve every accolade we can afford them on this special occasion. Hence, I'm very pleased that an increasing number of the graduating class are participating in these ceremonies where their success can be more publicly recognised. Each one of our graduates will have an aspiration and indeed an expectation that their hard-earned educational qualification will serve them well in the future. Certainly, from the university's point of view, we hope we have facilitated that opportunity to achieve the success that they and we aspire for them. The creation and impartment of knowledge is an important part of the tertiary education process, but working with our students to assist them to become very employable graduates is also a fundamentally important part of what we seek to do, particularly in this very competitive world we live in. While we would all like to believe that each one of our graduates will have a career for life, unfortunately, that situation is likely to be the exception rather than the norm. The exponential growth in technological change, leading to increasing disruption of the traditional ways we go about our daily lives and ultimately the skills we need to cope with all these changes, will see many of the jobs we take for granted today disappear. We do need to be ready and willing to embrace change, and in many cases, learn and develop new skills to enable us to do this. Certainly at Griffith, we are well aware of the challenges our graduates will face. While one could be forgiven a little for the prospect of such a rapidly changing world, the new world will open up many opportunities, and I'm sure our graduates will be up for the challenge to take full advantage of them. One of the enduring key values we embrace with great pride at Griffith is our unflinching desire and commitment to deliver a life-changing experience for our graduates. Indeed, we work very hard at it, delivering opportunities that might otherwise not be available to them. Have we been successful? I'd certainly like to think so. The fact that we have grown from a small institution of around 400 students on a single campus to a large institution on 5 campuses with more than 46,000 students in around 40 years is truly a remarkable story. One of our fastest growing campuses is our online campus, as we seek to respond to the needs of our students in this digital age. But, of course, one of the more visible and remarkable measures of our success has been the rapid rise of Griffith in the international rankings of world universities. We now sit very comfortably in the top 3% of world universities. And we at Griffith attach much importance to the rankings because in both the international and domestic contexts, they are important for our brand. They're also important to our students who no doubt value studying at a high-ranking institution. And of course, it also carries that value into their careers as Griffith graduates. But perhaps of equal importance is that the rankings are a public reflection of the very high-quality staff at our university and their dedication and commitment to achieving outstanding outcomes for our students and researchers. Our staff are the key to building our reputation as a truly remarkable place to study, learn and to progress research. However, our capacity to continue to be successful as a leading comprehensive university depends on many factors. Apart from great staff, we need to have access to the best of resources, financial and otherwise. The university, largely from its own resources, has built some great infrastructure and will continue to invest as resources permit. However, the university sector as a whole needs some certainty around government policy, particularly in the funding model. We don't have that at present, and that's unfortunate. We are concerned that the government's preferred funding model involves an even greater contribution by the student, which I suspect in most cases will be funded by increased debt. There is an accepted view that some contribution from students is not unreasonable. However, the level of debt being incurred by students undertaking tertiary study is increasing at a time when young people generally are struggling to get the start in life they deserve. The last thing they really need is further debt burden. We've always seen the community's investment in tertiary education as a great investment in our future. The tertiary sector is a major export earner for the country and a critical contributor to the skills development we need for economic growth and prosperity. The government should be encouraged to grow the investment rather than curbing it. And it is an investment, not an expense, as it is sometimes portrayed. But graduates, this is your day, and this is a public debate that's perhaps more appropriate in another time and place. I've mentioned the increasingly competitive world we live in. This applies as much to the tertiary sector as any other. There are increasing numbers of private providers, as well as a very competitive brace of public tertiary providers. We know prospective students have a much greater choice of institutions to whom they may wish to entrust their future education needs. So I'd like to take the opportunity today to say thank you to our graduates for choosing Griffith as your university. I'm confident that you have found it to be indeed a wise choice. So, and while on the subject of thank yous, could I also thank the many relatives and friends of our graduates who are here to celebrate the graduate's success. I'm sure your support has been much appreciated, as is your presence here today. And so, graduates, Griffith has been your university of choice and has partnered with you to this point. We would like to continue that relationship and partnership into the future. So please, stay in contact with us as you progress with your life and career. In fact, we hope that the relationship will continue to strengthen in the years ahead, particularly as the inevitable requirement for continuous learning becomes even more important. As the graduating class of 2016, you are joining the ranks of the many fine graduates of Griffith who have preceded you and who are now increasingly making their mark and indeed a real difference in the world we live in. I've every confidence that many of you will be among the leaders of tomorrow, upon whom much responsibility will rest for building that better world we all aspire to. And I'm sure you know that you are an important part of Griffith's future and that you recognise the value of being excellent ambassadors for your university, just as those who have preceded you have. So can I say that wherever life might take you, whatever the challenge that might lie ahead, Griffith, your university, is ready to help, support and assist to meet your needs. And so to each and every graduate, let me wish you every success. I offer you my warmest congratulations on your achievements. Thank you again for the opportunity for our university, indeed it is your university, to play a part with your life's ambitions and aspirations. Thank you.
Chancellor, Professor Ross Guess from the Griffith Business School. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Best of Brass Quintet from the Griffith University Conservatorium. Chancellor, Professor Guest from Griffith Business School will resume the presentation of graduates.
Chancellor, I present graduates from the Griffith Business School who are to receive awards from the following programs. Bachelor of International Tourism and Hotel Management, Kimberly Bernston. Kan Kin Cho. Jianjun Chen. Xiu Yuan Chen. Xiaofei Cheng. Yun Seok Cho. Maya Dadukishvili. Meng Gao. Georgia Gilmore. Yishao Gu. Wing Yi Han. Xiao Tong He. Jian Chi Hu. Sangyong Zhe. Patapan Kesawang. Shui Ke. Hisu Li. Wai Hung Darwin Lee. Yua Lee. Yung Yi Liang. Guohao Liao. Yi Ting Liao. Minyi Lu. Rui Fang Ma. Jeshi Ma. Xiaoqi Mo. Lok Sang Nai. Sunduk Park. Ji Chi Pu. Yang Shen. Ivana Trisnata. Jen Wang. Chi Wu. Meng Xie. Yan Xie. Kain Shu. Ji Yun Yang. Min Yang. Yu Shi Yang. Jinghua Yu. Han Wei Zhang. Heng Tai Zhang. Ximing Zhang. Ye Zhang. Jiayi Zhao. Graduate Certificate. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the Griffith Business School.
Chancellor, I now take great pleasure in inviting Braden Rowe, Bachelor of Business graduate, to present the student address.
Good afternoon, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the University Council, alumni, distinguished guests, and of course, my graduating cohort. It is my great pleasure and honour to be giving the student's address this evening, a cohort that, if I'm being completely honest and unbiased, represents some of the finest graduates that this country has to offer. Now, as anyone who knows me also knows how much I love to talk, but unfortunately today I'm constrained by time. So this address will be as concise as possible and focus on the three main parties who have gotten us here today. Now, as strange as it sounds, we as humans are ultimately similar to plants, in so much that placed in the right soil, we not only survive, but we grow, we flourish, and we achieve. Desirable attributes are fostered, with those less desirable examined and refined. So to those out there in the audience, the parents, loved ones, and from our own perspective, those strong, beautiful women who made all of this possible, from my gathered cohort and I, you have our eternal thanks and gratitude, as this degree in large part belongs to you, as you have provided the impetus that has enabled us to achieve, and in many cases have sacrificed so much to allow us to come to this point, a sacrifice of which we can only endeavour to be worthy of. And to the university as an enabler of success, one that refuses to rest on its laurels and continues to push for better educational outcomes, support services, and unique industry partnerships, you have our everlasting thanks. And I strongly urge Griffith as a university to continue to push the boundaries that define academic excellence, to truly become a world leader in sustainable, unique practices, and to expand funding to opportunities such as the Honours College and the Business School's Leadership Program, which has and will continue to allow countless students to more effectively realise their potential. To you, my fellow graduates, congratulations, for you are ultimately the architects of your own success. And standing here at the same age as my father was when he passed, I know that this success is not something that comes without overcoming hardship. And as many of you know through your own personal struggles, it has ultimately created a better person, one more motivated to achieve, and one that realises that there's no such thing as true failure. Rather, failure is something that only occurs when we do not extract value from an experience, the silver linings, if you will. Now, beyond all these cliches and rhetoric, you truly are all beautiful people capable of achieving great, great things. And I hope that you do, that you move beyond reprehension and fear, that you continue to embody that spirit of determination and hard work that has gotten you this far. For we do not have the option to do things to better the human race or the planet. We, as a privileged few, have a duty to do so through the divine lottery of life that has provided us with the skills and the opportunity which so many simply do not have. And in the pursuit of these future goals and aspirations, always remember that positive thinking will lead to positive actions and ultimately positive results. Continue to surround yourself and immerse yourself in enabling environments, and success of the kind you wish will come regardless of obstacles faced along the way. Chancellor, in closing, on behalf of this graduating cohort, I am pleased to present you with a donation to the Students' Future Fund, a fund which looks at supporting and fostering educational outcomes for high-achieving students facing personal or financial hardship. Chancellor, please accept this donation, one which my graduating cohort and I hopes will continue to benefit future students in need at Griffith University. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Ian O'Connor.
Thank you, Braden, for that wonderful address on behalf of the graduating class. Chancellor, the Council of the University has resolved to award the degree of Doctor of the University to Ms. Julianne Elrow. Chancellor, public art and philanthropy are not what most people immediately associate with airports, but for Julianne Elrow, they make perfect business sense. Ms. Elrow is CEO of the Brisbane Airport Corporation and has overseen significant transformation since her appointment in 2009, winning many accolades in the process. She oversees a diverse business which spans property, retail, parking, and an airport, and one of the biggest infrastructure construction projects in the country, the $1.35 billion parallel runway, which is scheduled to become operational in 2020. Her career journey was not one that she had envisaged when she completed her economics degree at the University of Queensland more than 3 decades ago. While she had her mind set on a career in aviation, she thought it would involve working in an airline. Today, she is one of only a few women worldwide to run a privatised airport and is regarded as one of the top business leaders in Australia today. Ms. Elrow began her ascent in the aviation industry at Sydney Kingsford Smith Airport, where she worked for more than 25 years in various operational and senior management roles. She held the position of General Manager Infrastructure and Planning for the Sydney Airports Corporation, responsible for the planning, construction, procurement and facilities management prior to returning to Brisbane. She's always backed herself to succeed, accepting that risks come with new ventures. She's also a champion of diversity in the workplace, which she says brings strength and resilience to any organisation. She led the bold strategy to encourage and foster the arts with the appointment of an artist in residence, the first for an Australian airport. The move was part of a broader strategy to support the arts, with the Brisbane Airport Corporation investing more than $10 million in more than 100 works of art, making it one of the country's largest and most surprising art collections. Ms Elrow believes the city will always be warmer and richer if there is a strong arts culture, and that in turn encourages greater numbers of visitors. Her philanthropic leadership was recently recognised with the 2016 Creative Partnerships Award, which acknowledges the powerful connections between the cultural and private sectors. The airport supports a wide range of community organisations, including an initiative to auction unclaimed baggage, the proceeds of which are then distributed to charities. She is the inaugural president of the Queensland Futures Institute, which supports research at multiple universities. She holds a number of other senior executive roles, including board positions on Tourism and Events Queensland, Urban Futures Brisbane, and Infrastructure Australia. She is also a member of the Board of Governors of the American Chamber of Commerce Queensland and is a Queensland State Advisory Council for the Committee for Economic Development of Australia. Extensive community engagement and planning for sustainable growth have been the hallmarks of Ms Elrow's leadership. In 2014, the Brisbane Airport won the Premier Sustainability Awards Business Eco-Efficiency Award for multiple energy-saving projects. In the same year, the airport also won the Healthy Waterways Sustainable Water Management Award for its recycled water network, stormwater capture and erosion and sediment control projects. And recently, the Brisbane Airport was named Australasia's leading airport in the 23rd World Travel Awards. It is also the top-rated local airport for the quality of service for the 12th year in a row. Ms Elrow understands the value of academic research to inform and improve operations at modern airports. And Brisbane Airport has been very supportive of Griffith University research over a number of years, for example through direct funding, data access and provision to researchers, staff members speaking at our campus, and joint networking with policymakers. It is fitting that Griffith University should honour Julianne Elrow in recognition of her services to aviation, the creative industries and the wider community. Chancellor, it is with the greatest pleasure that I present to you Ms Julianne Elrow for admission to the degree of Doctor of the University. I now call upon Ms Julianne Elrow, Doctor of the University, to present the occasional address.
Chancellor, Mr Henry Smeaton AM, Vice-Chancellor and President Professor Ian O'Connor, members of the official party, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. In the spirit of reconciliation, I too would respectively acknowledge the Turrbal and the Yagara people, the traditional owners on the land of which we meet today, and pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. To the graduates of the Griffith Business School, congratulations. This is a day of celebration. It's a day for you and your families to acknowledge your success and the end of many years of hard work and commitment. It is the start of the next and hopefully even more rewarding phase of your life, and hopefully a time to reflect on what you will bring to your career. To the university, I'd like to express my gratitude for awarding me this significant honour. As a graduate in '76, it would have been inconceivable to me that I would be here today and receiving such an award, and I'm proud and humbled to join the illustrious group who have received this honour from Griffith University. Today was an opportunity for me to reflect on my career as well. And looking back, I believe that much of my success is due to working in an industry that to this very day excites, energises and challenges me. It's brought out the very best in me, but it's also allowed me to grow and achieve sufficient seniority that I can now influence how we deliver airport infrastructure and services into Australia. And that's very important to me. In a land of great distances, aviation has been and continues to be a great enabler. Airports are an essential part of the industry, providing not only a safe and efficient gateway to our cities and a first and last impression of our country, but they are also great economic contributors to the prosperity of our cities. Brisbane Airport alone this year will contribute close to $4 billion to the local economy. I have long held the view that in delivering our airport infrastructure we could do better. We can combine practical, efficient and cost-effective facilities that are both stylish and comfortable. Our relationships with our airline customers, our local governments and our communities can be supportive and constructive rather than adversarial. And my great ambition has been to create at Brisbane Airport a company that does do better. A company that successfully delivers aeronautical capacity, that provides growth, jobs and economic benefit to Queensland, and it does so in genuine partnerships with our staff, with the airlines, with our various industry stakeholders, while respecting our community and, of course, delivering value to our shareholders. Like all lofty ambitions, this is not easy, and while we mostly get it right, we don't always succeed, and things don't always stay fixed. Disruption, competition, financial pressures continue to move the goalposts and challenge our ability to achieve these goals. But in a world that is getting more volatile and which often seems broken in many small and sometimes large ways, I believe that I have a responsibility continuously to strive to balance these pressures, to maintain a licence to grow that is endorsed by our stakeholders. Now, this does not mean being an easy mark or giving in or trying to please everybody. You know how well that one works. It's about having a clear and simple vision and communicating it well and often. It's about listening to your customers and staying focused on what they want. It's about building smart, flexible commercial teams and then giving them room and support to innovate and to deliver. It's about taking risks, but understanding what you're doing and how those risks were managed. It's about being honest and engaged with your stakeholders and doing what you say you will do. It's about giving back to your community by creating opportunities and to help make your city a better place to live and to work. And being profitable doesn't hurt either. I believe that as a business operator, and especially as a business leader, I'm obliged to create value, not only for my shareholders, but also for all stakeholders. You are the future business leaders. Bring passion and bring strong values to your careers. And I believe that when you get a chance to reflect on your life in Brisbane, you will be able to say, as I can, that I think the world is a little bit better for what I have done. And I can assure you that's a very satisfying reflection. So I wish you all the very best in the future, and I thank you.
Thank you, Julianne, for that very thoughtful address. We were so fortunate to have you here today and so fortunate to hear from you, because at this moment, when our graduates take the next big steps in their lives and in their careers, you are an extraordinary role model for them. Today, through your address and through your long career, you have demonstrated the importance of dedication, the important role that graduates play in leadership. And in going about a task, having a clear sense of vision and purpose, and a clear sense that to achieve something, it's important to create value for a range of people. And so through your leadership, most recently at the Brisbane Airport Corporation, you've had an absolute focus on delivering a fantastic airport, but a focus on ensuring that the airport is a great contributor to this city and a great contributor in building the city. Throughout your career, you've had this strong focus also on participating in a range of community groups and charities and other organisations. And again, that's a great lesson for our graduates today. So you have made this graduation particularly memorable, and I invite our graduates and their friends and family to join with me in showing your appreciation again. Chancellor, we've reached that point in the ceremony where we must now bid farewell to our graduates. Graduates, today's ceremony and your graduation marks the formal recognition of your educational achievements. It's a milestone rather than an end point in your relationship with Griffith University and your ongoing journey of learning. We appreciate the bond which is forged with our graduates through the many years of working together, and we welcome your ongoing involvement with your university. As a Griffith graduate, you're a lifelong and valued member of our community. You join an international network of Griffith alumni who are making significant contributions to their professions and to their local, national and international communities. We look forward in hearing of your achievements in the years ahead as you strive to make a difference to the world that we all share. So, Chancellor, it just remains for me to join with you in congratulating the Griffith graduating class of 2016.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony is now concluded. When the music begins, please rise and remain standing in your place as the dais procession and graduates retire.